which was too gigantic to be beaten from wrong information. Think about what I just said. His fame was too big and large for someone to come along and say, hey, he's African. That would have still been beat out by multitudes of other people that seen he wasn't. So how could an inaccurate image overcome the right image when there's too much fame and history, even with Mary and everything, to beat the right image? So see, what it comes down to is people being biased with their race and want Jesus to be African and want Jesus to be white. Either one or the other. They want Jesus to be their race, which supports their supremacy, their perspective of their supremacy of their race. That's all it's about. That people can't stand if Jesus would be white. If people can't stand if Jesus would, put it like this. There's a lot of Africans that couldn't stand if Jesus was not African. They would not even worship. They would rather die and go to hell. There's white people that cannot accept it in this world too. And they would rather die and go to hell than to worship or to be in alliance and to praise Jesus if he's any other race than white. It's a racist hang up, to be real. They can't bow down to any other race, in other words. They can't bow down to any other race, in other words. And that's what it is. That's the whole hang up. Because like I said, anybody living over there in a Middle Eastern climate is going to have skin of bronze and hair of wool. This is what it's going to be. I don't care what race it is. In ancient times, with no sophistication as far as technologies to protect you from the sun. People's skin would change, people's hair would change, and some people died from the sun. It was no joke. You got all these technologies and you don't understand how hot, not even to mention not having AC or none of that. The sun was a real issue back in ancient Middle Eastern times. It had to be a super issue. And you think people ain't gonna have hair, wool, and skin complexion is changed? My skin complexion changed in the sun consistently. So it's no way. And like I said, it's no way. A person can be fair skinned over there with silky flowing hair. Which means any ethnicity being there would have skin of bronze and hair of wool. But it just sounds cool to you, and you just didn't even question it. It just sounds cool to you. Oh, you don't even question it. I question everything. So if you think I'm one of them Christians that sit back and just let people tell me anything, whether they black or whether they white, I'm not one of those individuals. I know what I'm following, and I have reasons to follow specifically Jesus Christ. You sit up and let everybody tell you everything and you question nothing. Maybe out of respect for religion, maybe that's what it is. Or just being biased towards your race, you don't want to question what people are saying. But I'm not one of those individuals. Because there's no way in the world you can sit here and tell me, you don't have any proof of it. And the truth is, and when you see, like I said, when you see that he passed through Africa, it's the sign that he's not from there. It supports what I'm telling you. If he's from there, why ain't he talk about no other Africa part? But they traveling through Africa though. That's how you know they wasn't from there. But it's convenient for black supremacists to say that he's black. It's convenient. You even got Jesus, which supports that you are more significant than everybody else. Same, vice versa. Same thing with the whites. It's convenient for you to have a white like Jesus because you feel like some way you came from that. See the balance? I give you the balance. Oh, I establish balance in the force, if you will. I established the balance because both of them doing it. It ain't the Mexicans. You don't got no Mexicans running around thinking Jesus is Mexican. You don't have no Asians running around thinking Jesus is Asian. You got any Asians think Jesus is Asian? They don't have that hang up, do they? They don't care. They simply don't care. As long as he shed his blood for us, long as he died for us, no one cares what color he is. The only people that care about that is people that are black supremacists and white supremacists. And I'm not either one. In fact, I think personally, the black and the white race are the ones who messed up America. If we had any chance of America being something, it was them. It was both those two races, not Mexicans, not Puerto Ricans, not Asians. I've watched this. It's black and white people. I can put white before black, however you want to do it. It doesn't have to be a certain order. But it's black and white people that are the biggest problems in America. Bottom line, you don't see no Asian people causing no problems, do you? See any Asian people causing any problems? See any Asian people cause? So we know it's got to be, when there's a big problem, it's got to be you. It got to be. It got to be black and white all day. So that's my personal belief. They're the biggest problems in this country. Everybody else pretty much mind their business. Asian people mind their business. Mexicans mind their business. Puerto Ricans pretty much, they mind their business for the most part. If you look at it all over the country, they pretty much mind their business. But all you keep seeing coming up consistently and on the average is black and white people. Yeah. I guarantee you, anytime you got any government problems, it's black and white. Yeah. Because in all actuality, blacks have learned the ways of the white man, and the white man has now learned the ways of black people. They're infatuated with each other. They're in love with each other. That's what I see. They want to be each other. White people want to be black people so bad. But also, let's not forget the black women that walk around with contacts in their eyes that's blue and blonde hair. Knowing darn well, and then you quick to turn around talking about white people want to be like you. So why are you extremely bleaching your skin? Explain that to me. Why is the black culture so infatuated with light-skinned people then? Hey, I'm calling like I see it. Your greatest leaders are light-skinned. Better go take another look. You have become infatuated with light-skinned people. But yet you say black people, white people want to be like us. Well, I look and I see that you got blonde hair, red hair, all things that come naturally to white women. And if it's not that, because some people do it for style, but some people, right, you have to question. And the bottom line is this. Please don't put no blonde hair in your head and talk about white people want to be like you. At least if the way your hair natural, you're not wearing your hair natural. You're not wearing, your hair's not coarse like wool. Yours is not. On average, as soon as you get in the job, you go put a perm in your head. Right or wrong? Who you mad at? Me the truth. Because all of these things resemble European. But yeah, you quick to say they want to be like you. I think it's a balance. I think you both, particularly you, want to be like each other. White girls getting their butt implants, knowing you ain't got no butt like that. And where you get it from? Where did you see it at? You seen it with Africans. It's an educated assumption that you particular races want to be like each other. It's not one-sided. I promise you it's not one-sided. When you see totally African women with African features, with blue eyes and blonde hair. Oh, you can go find it. I promise you can find it. So in my opinion, you want to be like each other. That's your hangups. You don't see no Mexicans dominantly want to, well, let me make this statement. Because European features and looks is put up as the greatest in this whole world, everywhere. The white woman is, as far as females go, and because females want to dress up and look like this and look like that. As far as females go, the white woman is idolized more than any other woman. I'm talking about all through all cultures and every civilization. So, in the first way is they want blonde hair. I don't care if it's Mexican. I don't care. You see Mexican women all the time with blonde hair. You see Asian women all the time with blonde hair. They all want to be the white woman. But yet you trying to fight white supremacy. But you can't show me one race that don't want to have blonde hair. You ain't born with no blonde hair. Why you can't just be yourself? If you feel like if you feel like you have all these hangups with white people, why are you gonna go get color in your hair that only they can get naturally, that only they have naturally? Why are you gonna go get that color? You could go get any other color, but you're gonna go get the color that look like the white woman's hair. Hey, I personally don't have a problem with it. I have a problem with people who will say that everybody want to be African and then go get blonde hair. That's a whole different situation than a woman that's doing it for style. Okay, you're doing it for style. I understand that. You want to look different. I understand how women are. You see all these different options. It's just a matter of time for you to do something to your hair or whatever. But I'm talking about the people that sit back and talk about everybody want to be African. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about the person that sits up and say, everybody want to be us. Okay, then won't you stop trying to be a white woman? Won't you start there? Won't you be true to your people and stop blonding your hair? Stop perming your hair. You ain't going to do it. You ain't going to do it because half of you ashamed of having an afro. Hey, I'm keeping it 100. Half of y'all are ashamed of having an afro. Yeah, you are. Because, white appearance has a European appearance is commercialized above all other races. So all you see on TV, in other words, and in the movies, is slick hair or a sleek look. That's what you feel embarrassed when you walk in with your afro. But yeah, you the first person to talk about everybody, permed hair, blonde haired women. The first ones that want to say everybody want to be us. That's what I'm talking about specifically. You. Look, you got some people who do it for style, and you got some people sit back talking about everybody want to be us, but you got perm hair everywhere through the community. That part. From the West Coast to the East Coast. You got permed hair everywhere, blonde hair everywhere, which you can't have naturally, which white women have very naturally. Sometimes even their eyelashes are blonde. Everything is blonde. And so the first thing you need to do is stop complaining about everybody wanting to be you and that you're the original man, but yet you trying to be somebody else. Yeah, that's a contradiction, buddy. That's a contradiction. Yeah, ain't nobody gonna say nothing, right? You don't have the luxuries of doubting someone that has something naturally that you're using. I'm sorry. You got to strip all that off. You got to strip all of that off. You got to strip off the perm. You got to stop wearing perms. That's not you naturally. Some people do not use perms and they use conditioner, and their hair is very nice and silky when they use the right technologies. Okay, but naturally you have an afro, whether you're a woman or a man, and you're African descent. Naturally, you have an afro. That's why you have some women that it dawns on them, like, that's not me. That's not who I really am, and I have to work what I have. I have to accept what I have. But then you see all these people sitting up talking about, everybody want to be us. You wearing white clothes. Gucci is not an African clothing line, by the way. It was Gucci, wasn't? Versace, wasn't? And on and on. You think about all these clothing lines that everybody go crazy for. Even the lower ones. They're all from white culture. Old Navy started out all white. Come on, man, we know this. You could tell how the clothes was made. When old now is different now because they seen you as a very lucrative consumer. So now everybody's trying to cater to you. I'm talking about back in the day when all this first came out. Tommy Hilfiger, they don't quote me, but they were saying he was racist. They were saying Tommy, and I wore it too. As a matter of fact, when I was in high school, I had a Tommy Hilfiger gold ring. A gold Tommy Hilfiger ring. Had the symbol on it, everything. It was real gold. And some girl wanted to wear it. I let her wear it. But so we all been caught up wearing all these things and saying, okay, everybody want to be us. But then why are you proudly wearing something that you had nothing to do with, where it's not an emulation of you? It's not an emulation of you. Gucci is not an emulation of you. Now, back in the day, now up to date, like I said, you're a lucrative consumer. They're going to cater to you. But if you keep it 100, you didn't create that, and that's all I'm saying. You didn't create what the foundation of Gucci is, and the foundation of Versace is, and the foundation of all these other clothing lines. You are not the creator of the foundations of what they have going on, all the symbols and all of that. Let's keep it 100. So even when you start getting money, you start wearing something that is not that you did not create, not from your community. That's the first thing you do. You get money, start perming your hair, wearing clothing. I'm not telling you to wear it, not wear it. I'm saying don't sit here and say that you create everything and that everybody want to be you. Look around what the white man created that you're wearing. Look around at the things the white man is of that you emulate. You emulate him too. Yes, you do. If you're real with yourself, you emulate each other. White people emulate black people emulate white people. And you can say you've heard hints of this. Okay. But it hasn't changed. So what have you done with what you've known? That part. Because people quick to say, well, I heard this, but you ain't done nothing about it. And you ain't saying nothing about it. You ain't saying nothing significantly about it. And be sitting around complaining, talking about everybody want to be you. Bruh, stop gassing yourself. At the end of the day, all I see is white people, black people wearing what white man created, and the women want to look like their women. You want to look like white women. All of you do. If you don't, then wear your natural color in your hair. Mexican women and Puerto Rican love blonde. And it looks good. Just don't complain, please. Just don't complain. Stop emulating what you complain about. Stop emulating that. Because I'm not one of those people. I can see how each race creates something. I can see the need for each race. Check these people on that. Because we quick to say who's racist. Okay, check and see how they feel about other races and their need for and what do they bring to the table. Go ask, in other words, ask a lot of these black people, ask them what white people bring to the table. Naturally, without them. Ask them what white people do. White people build buildings that you don't build here. They make blueprints for buildings that you're not doing. You might be doing it now, but the white man built up this whole country. Yeah, you can't be no dummy doing that. And I'm not saying you are. But at the end of the day, you sit up and say, well, we are creators. You didn't create America. You did not, for the most part, for the foundation of what it is, even a system, you did not create it. And I'm just talking about on the strength of supporting or the perspective of acting like he's worthless, like he can't do anything. Like you are total original man, you are created, and everybody want to be like you, but you didn't build any of these downtown great metropolises, not by blueprint and not by plans. Now, you may have labored. Yes, you get credit for that. But let's keep it 100. Most of the stuff you see here established in America, most of it is established by the brains of a white man. See, what I do is I call each ethnicity on the mistakes, the major mistakes and the reason why we have the problems we have. Not finger pointing. Addressing major issues that affect the community. That has to happen. It's not judging. Okay, so we're supposed to just sit back and let it happen. And because people think we judging people. Because people think we're judging people and we get off on judging people. So what am I supposed to do? Sit back and y'all, while everybody complaining at the same time, simultaneously, everybody's complaining at the same time. Simultaneously. Okay? But you don't want the solutions. And when you hear the solutions, now somebody's judging people. But you complaining. Oh yeah, you all complaining. You all are complaining about what's going on. But when people put the blame where it deserves to be, you say they judge it. That's the hang up you got. Nobody can tell you nothing. Nobody can't tell you nothing. You grown. Yeah, but you grown, but this country is grown and destroyed. You grown while your country destroyed, in other words. Yeah, you grown, but your country destroyed. That part. You see the contradiction? You see the contradictions of what I'm telling you? I can't make it up. People sit up and say, Africans made everything. Give no man no credit. Give the white man no credit. And he done built whole skylines all across the country. He done built skylines every side of all over the country. I'm trying to show you how people be talking about something ignorantly, saying we built everything, we are everything. Then why you ain't build America? Why have we not seen you do something similar to that? Why haven't we seen you do it? You should be strong enough to wiggle your way out of the deception, wiggle your way out of his world, and establish your own, and you have not done that. Come on, man. You have nothing to compare to America. And you talking about everybody builds, we the builders. Then why have you not been building? Everybody say they smart, and two smart people come in the room. It applies to everything. Everybody say they smart, to a smart person come in the room. That is not going to take and sit and watch you say just any and everything. You the builders and all of that. Well, then how come anywhere we go, we don't see nothing that says this is comparable to America, but it's Africa. I'm talking about culture, skylines, everything. And I respect people who do try to establish metropolises and all that, like Akon. Akon is trying to do that. Akon is doing that. I respect that. At the same time, though, these other people that talk and sit up here ignorantly talking have nothing to show for it. Okay, you're a builder. Show me what you built. It's not about what you think others have done. We're talking about now. Show us what you're building. That is outside of the person that you say can't compare to you. That's outside of his world. He can't compare to you, but you in his world. You can't deceive me with that. See, my angle I come at is the hang-ups, the significant hang-ups of each race. That ain't got nothing to do with building. They ain't got nothing to do with saying one race builds everything and no race doesn't. Other race doesn't. You can't put me in your same situation. Because I'm talking about something outside of buildings, outside of looks, outside of all of that no one can deny. We cannot deny, no matter what you build and what you say, that 44 states with child marriage is acceptable. And yet you have 44 states. Yeah, look, man, I'm in a campaign and ain't no man, woman, or child gonna stop this campaign. 44 states allows adults to marry children. 44 states have child marriage. But yet y'all looking for pedophiles. That part. Let's keep it 100. You talking about pedophiles with 44 states marrying children. You can't be serious. If we was in an arena in a real Rome-like setting, Colosseum, fighting against each other, as soon as I said this, you would be dead. You can't come back from it. How you gonna come back from it? 44 states marrying children? You can't come back from it. And we don't want you to repair what has done this. First people say, well, that's our little dark secret. We got to work on it. No, you don't got to work on it. It's over. Because you have contradicted yourself too sharply to be taken seriously and to be alive. Yeah, you can't run around. You don't have the luxury of accusing other people of stuff that you're doing in 44 states. You don't have the luxury of doing that. You're a cornball and you know it. You know it. Anybody stand with this country, you are in alliance with this. I don't care what you say. Well, I'm not guilty. I'm not a part of it. Well, you need to sever ties with this country. because you're supporting it. You're working, you're financing it, you're supporting it. That's why now you can tell, now you see why it's inevitable for it to come to an end. Because people are going to realize, whether they're military, whether they're police, whether they're teachers, that I cannot support a country that sit up here and witch hunt R. Kelly and witch hunted Michael Jackson, but yet they got 44 states with child marriage. You can't even enforce laws. That's why anarchy is on the way. I try to tell you the right laws to govern your country, but at the end of the day, though, anarchy is on the way. Because see, here's the first reason anarchy really comes. Listen close. Anarchy comes because it's too much corruption where people are trying to enforce laws. It's too much corruption coming from them. It's too much of a contradiction coming from them. It's too much hypocrisy coming from them. So how can they enforce anything? And that's where you know your community is about to fall. Because who's going to listen to some country that has 44 states marrying children? Yeah, I know you hear it, but you don't listen. You don't listen. You don't listen. You listen to people talking about pedophiles. You listen to people talking about some one person or some couple people that has something to do with children. You listen to that, but you don't want to listen to this. Oh, I'm that smart to know what that you have selective hearing. Yeah, you got selective hearing. Because if this wasn't about the government, you'd be all on it. Oh my God, 44 states? This man had sex with children in 44 states.